Sup homies, my YouTube peeps, waka waka. Skitty J here in Queensland, Australia, and it's a nice hot day. I have ball sweat extreme, and naturally everybody wants to go really fucking slow. So what did I want to talk about today? Well, it's a subject that I think everyone holds dear to their heart, and I think that it's something that we all think about quite often, and that is the impending zombie apocalypse. I say impending because I want it to happen. Obviously, you know, the death and everything, that's bad. You know, I don't want to see people die. But I want to kick some ass. I reckon I would absolutely own a zombie apocalypse. So my plans for a zombie apocalypse. Let's see. Probably one of the main things would be location. Obviously, being around people is a bad idea. But at the same time, you need resources. So what's around people that has plenty of resources? Obviously, you need somewhere with fences, big fences, and strong fences, obviously, as well. I mean, I obviously don't know much about zombies, what they would really be like. But, you know, the gist of zombies is that they're not very strong, yet they always seem to break through windows and with doors and shit like that once they got a few of them, which, you know, seems like bullshit to me. No cars behind me, so I won't filter. But I'll lift this up so I can get some air. Ah, that cunt's smoking. Fucking hate it. I used to smoke, but I quit.
I think he was looking at me.
So you've got the obvious places like shopping centres and things like that, but again, that's somewhere that I think a lot of people will think to go. So unless you can get there before everyone and like block it off or something, then you're not going to have much luck. I mean, yeah, I'd definitely go there for supplies and shit like that. Let's see if this cunt pulls in front of me. Ooh, he was starting to roll over. So shopping centres, I think, are pretty much out. They're too highly populated, and there's too much of a chance of other people going there, which would obviously increase your chance of being infected. Probably sound like an absolute tool talking about this in such a serious manner, but you've got to prepare. The next place would be schools. Now, schools are pretty good because they've got plenty of gates. They're fully fenced around them. So yeah, it's fully fenced, which means that you can always reinforce that in order to stop zombies getting in. There's usually a fair bit of distance between some of the buildings and the fence line, so you can always have sentries out looking at the fence line to see if it is breached. And you can always get shit like that greenhouse stuff and just put it around the fence, that way no one can see in. And that's a pretty decent way to do it. You got plenty of buildings, so plenty of opportunities to make like safe zones. And obviously once you've got the safe zone set out, then, you know, it's all bacon from there on. Then you've got places like police stations, and again, I think that anything like that would be a place that everybody would go anyway. Then there's other spots like buildings, tall buildings I mean, so, you know, let's see, Bunnings buildings and places like that. The bonus of having such a large building is that they've got roofs, and once you've got roof access, you've got a great place to plant things, shit like that. So you can load it up as sort of a big greenhouse on top of the roof that's away from zombies, and then you got a, you know, sustainable food source. And I doubt that anyone's going to really try to climb up the side of a building thinking, hey, I bet you there's some veggies up there. In terms of weapons, you know, anything that's pointy, I guess. I mean, I'd probably go old school. The way that they sort of controlled armies back in the old days with spears and things like that. Why? Well, you know, you don't necessarily need to kill them, you just need to stop them. Killing them's fun, yeah, of course, but, you know, as long as you can stop them, then you've done the job. They're not going to be able to hurt you anymore. So having a spear means you've got distance between you and them in case they bite you and shit. So that's my zombie apocalypse plan. Would be to go to a school, you know, block off all the fences, chain the shit out of it, extend it if possible. You know, because in schools there's always courtyards and things like that where you can plant, where it's away from the eyes of the undead and shit like that. So what's going to be your plan? Where are you going to go? And what are you going to do to ensure that you can survive? So this is where I leave you. Hopefully I've given you a lot to think about. And hopefully you will actually think about it. Because, you know, this is an important thing in life. I say global warming's the real threat, but I know better. And I think you do too. So live long and prosper. Zeers. Bye-bye.